can allow we can allow depression or unhappiness.
It says in Proverbs 17, verse 22, a merry heart doth good like a medicine,
Yes.
but a broken spirit drieth the bones.
Oh, that's
Yes.
right, that's right.
Amen. So, just because things are happening around you, I know they affect our emotions and it might get us depressed, but we can always overcome that.
Yeah.
Amen. I mean, there's moments that depression tries to creep up on me, but thank God, I don't allow him to stay too long.
That's right.
Amen.
Right.
Amen. We just rejoice in the Lord and ask God to help us to not allow depression to get a hold of us, because that's the demonic spirit. Amen. Now we do know that it could be a chemical imbalance. Amen. If that's the case, ask for healing. If that's the case, get you some herbs and find out what helps.
Praise the Lord.
Like I've told you in the past, amen, praise the Lord.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
Like I said in the past, the Lord, when I started having anxiety attacks, I started searching it out. I started praying, and God told me, He kept speaking to me, and I wasn't sure. You ever have God speak to you and you're just not sure if it's Him or not?
Right.
I was taking fiber. I was taking fiber, and I was taking too much. I didn't read the directions. How many of you know it's probably wise to read the directions?
When in doubt.
Were you supposed to take 1 teaspoon? I'm taking like 3 or 4, and 3 or 4 times a day, because
Over.
see, I'm a diabetic, and I understood that. No, that was even before I knew I was a diabetic. It was supposed to help you lose weight and fill you up, so you don't want to eat as much.
right.
And so I'm just like, this is really good for me. Boy, did I not know what I was talking about. and I started getting having anxiety attacks, and every time for a few days there, I'd go to get that fiber, and I felt this is the problem, and I wouldn't listen. And finally, one day, I started looking it up. I started finding out what happens. You get too much fiber, it absorbs all your medications, it absorbs your herbs and your minerals and your vitamins and that. And then I started looking at what it absorbed, and it says it'll absorb your magnesium, your potassium, your calcium. And I started looking and seeing if I could find anything about that, and I found out that a deficiency in magnesium is one of the main causes for anxiety attacks.
There you go.
So I quit taking that, started buying magnesium, and I've always taken bee pollen because it kind of gives you energy, plus it helps you sleep at night. And I ran out a couple months ago. I just didn't have that extra money to go buy. It's like $15 a bottle, and I just didn't have that extra money. And so I went without for about 3 months, and I started having weren't nowhere as severe as they were back 5-6 years ago when this started. But I started having I'd get edgy and just, like little claustrophobic, and you get in the bathtub and you feel like it's closing in on just crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I used to think people like that were just a little loose, a little crazy in the head. How many of you know God will reveal you?
Oh, yes.
He'll reveal to you when you're wrong. Amen. I went to go buy some. I've told some of you this before, but I went to go buy some at GNC, something to calm me down, And when I walked in, the Lord spoke to me and said, "Bee pollen." So I bought the bee pollen and the calm mixture of herbs, and I've taken the mixture of herbs a few times when I'm feeling nervous, but haven't really had to take. I start taking the bee pollen along with the magnesium. All of a sudden, I'm calm, not edgy,
Amen.
not nervous,
Isn't that a nice
no
feeling?
claustrophobic.
Isn't that a nice feeling?
Amen. It's a beautiful thing. And I couldn't understand people that would get like that. And my daughter would go through that and would say, "Take magnesium." "Oh, Dad, I don't want to be dependent upon anything." I said, "Tanya, that's stuff that you need in your body.
Yes,
it's part
exactly.
of you. It's in everything we have, but not enough of what we need."
Right.
And I said, "Take it." So she started taking it. Within a few days, she's like, "Wow, Dad, I haven't had an anxiety attack since I've been taking it." Amen.
Yeah.
Use your head, folks.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anybody here, but if you struggle in areas, search it out instead of running to the doctor. I've told people this, and they would rather go to the doctor and get hyped up on drug medication, addictive medication, than to take something that your body craves and needs.
I used to walk when I had anxiety.
Yeah. I mean, walking will help you. But why even have to have them at all when you can just take a couple, $3 bottle herbs or $15 bottle herbs, something that your body needs. It's nutrients for your body, and it helps in areas that, and I didn't understand because I never had that, but I've always all my life have been on edge, just little things that would, just edgy all the time. And I just don't have that. I still get it once in a while, but not like I once did. I remember coming in here, we would come in for prayer, and I would be real tired, and it would only just, 6 months ago, when I wasn't taking my bee pollen and that. I remember coming in, and I was so tired because I didn't sleep well, and I would be borderline, almost have an anxiety attack because I just wasn't feeling right. I took Dennis to the Cleveland Clinic that morning, and I didn't sleep all night. I couldn't sleep because I knew I had to get up at 4 in the morning to get him. And that day I went home and I went to try to lay down, and I started feeling like I couldn't breathe and couldn't, it was closing in on me, I said, I ain't taking him to the doctor no more. Hey man, we're gonna, you can restart it, so it'll be a different segment if you.
Okay.